In quiz 6, we've got this rectangle inscribed under the graph of y equals square root of x. And there are various questions about this rectangle, including the area and the perimeter. So that means we want to know the length and the width of this rectangle. Now, A is not fixed. I can put A anywhere between 0 and 9. So I can have this really wide, flat rectangle, or I can have a skinny, tall rectangle by varying the value of A. Presumably, by moving A back and forth along the x-axis down here, I'm going to be changing the area. So we want to figure out how can we make the most area or the most perimeter. Those are the two questions that we really need to go after. There were two filler questions where I'm like, well, what if A is equal to, I don't know, what, like 3? Then just figure out the length and the width, and then calculate the area and the perimeter. We're interested in maximizing the area and maximizing the perimeter. So where do we put this to make the biggest rectangle in terms of area and the biggest rectangle in terms of perimeter? Let's find out. So what we need to do is write the width. We can write the width in terms of this value A. The width is just the distance from A to 9. So we can write the width as 9 minus A. Or 9 minus x, whichever variable you want to use. The length is determined by the parabola that the length is determined by the distance from the x-axis up to the parabola. And so that will depend on the value of x. And so this corner is the height above the point x equals a. So the coordinates of this point are a and square root of a. So we could say that the length is just the y coordinate of that point. So the length is just square root of a. Now we can write the two functions. Area is length times width. Area is equal to length times width. And the perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. If we just fill in our expressions for the length and the width in terms of A, we can get functions that we can plug in a value of A, or we can differentiate and set equal to 0. So in both cases, we'll plug in these expressions for A and then solve A prime equals 0 and P prime equals 0 to find maximum and minimum values. So hopefully that will clarify what's going on in quiz 6. Any questions? Great. Let's pause the video here and look at some more questions that you might have.